In our headlines tonight, Archbishop John Alwanga's body returned and burial is slated for Monday. Gender-based violence in Karamoja annoys gender minister and legislators. Communities living close to shorelines displaced by rising water levels. And Otuke schools choking on teenage pregnancy. Once again, we're delighted and thank you for joining us. We now give you the news in detail. To start off, 8 newly accredited envoys to Uganda from Sweden, Nigeria, Ireland, Hungary, Angola, Australia, Oman and Indonesia have presented their credential letters to President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni at a separate ceremony that took place at State House in Entebbe. The new ambassador of Sweden to Uganda, Her Excellency Miss Karina Maria Håkansson, flanked by her spouse, Mr. Carlos Kola, were the first to present her credentials to President Museveni. She hailed the existing historic and friendly relations between Sweden and Uganda. A career diplomat who has served her nation in many countries in the Great Lakes region, Ambassador Håkansson commended Uganda for being a generous host to many refugees in Africa. She pledged to further strengthen bilateral ties between the two countries, Sweden and Uganda. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni warmly welcomed the new Sweden ambassador to Uganda and the new ambassador of Nigeria to Uganda, His Excellency Zana Omaru Bukakolo, also presented his letters of credence to President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Ambassador Umaru Bukakolo, who was also accompanied by his wife, Mrs. Falmata Yusufari Bukakolo, wished the president a happy birthday and briefed the president about the security situation in Nigeria, which he said has scored some progress in the fight against terrorists in his country. President Museveni welcomed the new ambassador to Uganda and pledged to meet him soon. The new ambassador of Ireland to Uganda, His Excellency Kevin Colgan, said that he was delighted to be back to Uganda after 20 years. Ambassador Colgan, who was accompanied by his spouse Catherine Colgan, commended President Museveni for development that has taken place in Uganda, especially around Muyenga Hill, Kabalagala and Tank Hill, where his family used to stay, and noted that the area has greatly changed. President Museveni welcomed the Irish envoy to Uganda and informed him too that it was the government's policy of allowing Asians to repossess their property that encouraged Ugandans to construct their own houses. The new ambassador of Hungary to Uganda, His Excellency Salt Mazaros, presented his credential letters to President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni and noted that Uganda and Hungary have had a dynamic relationship. The envoy, who was accompanied by the honorary consul of Hungary and in Uganda, Mr. Gordon Wavamuno, pledged to strengthen further the economic and social cooperation between the two countries. The new ambassador of Angola to Uganda, His Excellency Sianga Kivuila, I'll say that again, Sianga Kivuila, Samuel Abilio, based in Nairobi, extended warm greetings from his President Manuel Lourenco to President Museveni and the people of Uganda. The new Australian envoy to Uganda, His Excellency Luke Joseph Williams, based in Nairobi, appreciated Uganda's contribution to the stabilization of peace in the region and Africa, and also reported that Australia is doing very well in the control of COVID-19 pandemic. President Museveni also welcomed the new envoy, who was accompanied by the Australian Honorary Consul in Uganda, Mr. Patrick Bitature. He told the envoy that Uganda has a unique climate and also informed him that the country acts firmly in the fight against COVID-19. The new Oman envoy, His Excellency Saleh Sulaiman Ahmed Al Harti, conveyed to President Museveni greetings from the Omani leadership. The ambassador, whose family has very strong roots in Uganda and his wife hails from Ivukula in Iganga district, was extremely delighted to be in the country. Ambassador Al Hati was accompanied by the Oman Honorary Consul in Uganda, Mr. Inga Tamba Kutesa. He pledged to strengthen the economic and social relations between Oman and Uganda. The new ambassador of Indonesia to Uganda, His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Heri, also based in Nairobi, conveyed warm congratulations from the President of Indonesia, His Excellency Joko Widodo, to President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni upon winning the recent elections. The envoy also pledged to promote the economic and social cooperation between the two countries, Indonesia and Uganda. He disclosed that Indonesia has already offered 15 scholarships to young Ugandans to study in his country, and 18 of them are pursuing master's degrees. He further disclosed that the trade and investment that were facilitated by the late Honorable Chirunda Chivei Jinja will be pursued, especially the feasibility study done on reviving the railway line between Kampala and Kasese. President Museveni welcomed the new Indonesian envoy to Uganda, disclosing that Uganda will host the Non-Aligned Movement Conference next year in 2022. In more news this evening, the body of the late Archbishop of the Orthodox Church Metropolitan Jonah Lwanga has been brought back. The casket was received by the bishops in the Orthodox Church and government officials led by the Attorney General Chidiowa Chewanuka. Archbishop Jonah Lwanga succumbed to cancer-related complications last Sunday in Greece.
At exactly 3:22 a.m. Saturday morning, an Egyptian aircraft MS-837 carrying the body of the fallen Archbishop of the Orthodox Church of Uganda, the Most Reverend Metropolitan Jonah Lwanga, touched down at Entebbe International Airport. It was a somber mood as clergy from the Orthodox Church, government officials, plus selected family members and friends gathered to receive the body of their own in strict observance of COVID-19 protocols. Government was represented by the Attorney General Chidiowa Chewanuka and the government chief whip, Thomas Tayebwa.
We are going to have prayers for the next 3 days, starting today, Sunday and Monday. And these services are going to be starting very early in the morning. Sufficient arrangements have been made to ensure that we observe the necessary SOPs. We encourage everyone who is going to the service, please socially distance, wash your hands, but please do come and give our Archbishop the respectful send-off. But let's still stay safe and maintain the COVID SOPs.
Before getting onto the Uganda Funeral Services van, short prayers were cited for the fallen man of God. The clergy thanked government for according the fallen Archbishop a state burial.
Served God, but also served the people of Uganda. We thank His Excellency, we thank the government for giving him a state burial that is due to him. We are happy that he is saluted as a person who offered great service to this nation. May his soul rest in peace. May we imitate his example in serving.
We are grateful for all the arrangements undertaken by the government of Uganda, and we pray that myself as an envoy of our Pope give thanks to the Lord for the life and the good work of our late Metropolitan Jonah.
The burial will be on Monday. The services will, like I said, will start always at 6 in the morning, but the official celebration will start at about 10 in the morning. The chief mourner will be His Excellency President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, who will be represented at the function by the Vice President, Her Excellency Jessica Lupo.
The Most Reverend Metropolitan Jonah Lwanga was a Ugandan prelate who served as the Metropolitan of Kampala and all Uganda in Central Africa under the Eastern Orthodox Church of Alexandria from 1997 until his death in September 2021. Archbishop Lwanga has since been replaced by His Eminence Archbishop Makarios Tirirides of Nairobi, after he was appointed the caretaker of the Holy Metropolis of Kampala by His Beatitude Pope and Patriarch Theodoros II of Alexandria. Makarios is also expected to preside over the burial of Lwanga. Bernard Yiga, UBC News, Entebbe.
In another related development, the Orthodox Church and a cross-section of Ugandans have this morning paid tribute to the late Archbishop of the Orthodox Church, Metropolitan John Lwanga, who passed on at the beginning of this week in Greece. Now, this was at a funeral service led by the Archbishop of Kenya, Makarios Tirirides.
There was a noticeable somber mood at St. Nicholas Orthodox Cathedral, Namungona, as mourners paid their respects to the late Archbishop John Lwanga, who has been the head of the Orthodox Church in Uganda. Lwanga died at the beginning of this week while on an official visit to Greece. Archbishop Makarios Tirirides from Kenya, who is also serving as the caretaker of the Orthodox Church in Uganda, presided over the prayers.
For our teachers and for our parents, those in distress, those in persecution, those in need, refugees.
Bishop Makarios urged mourners to forgive one another, and he prayed to God to have mercy on the soul of the late John Lwanga.
This is actually a time for each and everybody of us to think more deeply about our lives. We are coming, and then one day we go, and we disappear. Everybody of us today, but every day and forever, we have that invitation. The invitation is open. God is inviting us to go and meet Him.
The Bishop of Orthodox Church in Igulu and the Eastern Region, Right Reverend Sylvester Chisitu, applauded the late Lwanga's good works and love towards his religion and Uganda. Amongst other mourners present were the clergy from Tanzania, Rwanda, United States of America.
Because he was the first bishop of Tanzania, because he built a solid foundation of belief.
That beautiful smile, and grabbed me and said, "Welcome, brother." And I knew from that very moment that I have family in Africa, and that when I came here, I was also coming home.
Nathan Lwanga, on behalf of the deceased Lwanga's family, reckoned that throughout his life, Lwanga was always into the footsteps of Jesus. Members of Parliament who included the day's chief mourner on behalf of the Orthodox Church, also Remiaga Member of Parliament Theodoros Sachikubo and Helen Nachimuli from Kalangala, also praised late Lwanga for being an exemplary church leader.
The passing of our spiritual leader, the father of the church, and the voice of the voiceless, as has been said. of very profound quality.
Just a day for all of us. Chana kunyoko kupiwako omuntu wakono. Bulijjo nga badde taliwo tubadde tulinga abalowooza nti yakusaaga naye bwe yatuuse. Oh, kitalo nnyo bannange.
Admire his honesty, his integrity, his straightforwardness. He did not play any game.
Ivan Juko, UBC News.
May his soul rest in eternal peace. In other news, several villages on the slopes of Mount MUHABURA in Chisoro district are counting losses after their gardens and property worth millions of shillings were destroyed by runoffs of water. The affected areas are Ntarama village and Gashinje village in Suko parish in Muramba sub-county.
A number of families located on the fourth hills of Mount MUHABURA in Chisoro district are now without food and shelter after water runoffs from Mount MUHABURA destroyed their gardens, livestock and houses. The chairperson Chisoro district, Abel Bizmana, says Ntarama village was the most affected and many people are now stranded. He appeals to well-wishers to aid displaced persons. The chairperson Soko Parish, Emmanuel Habimana, says this is the 7th time runoff water from MUHABURA mountain damages villages, leaving many homeless.
Hati kiralebeka amizi gashaziremu kuraba kunuya. So gari kugera hano haruguru bagatatana hirya no hino.
They want government to relocate them to another place since they do not have land. Muramava sub-county speaker Jonathan Nzabonimpa says the water gushed from the mountain into people's homes and gardens, flattening what it flowed over.
In other news, Karamoja region leaders are worried about the increased number of young girls running away from their homes due to gender-based violence. The district chairperson, Amudat Joseph Nangole, says that female genital mutilation and forced marriage are the commonest gender-based violence cases. Now, members of Parliament on the Gender Committee, headed by the State Minister for Gender and Culture, Peace Mutuzo, have been assessing the situation in the areas that practice female genital mutilation.
Kalasi Girls School in Amda district is one of the shelter places where victims of gender-based violence in the district undergo rehabilitation therapy. The facility can accommodate over 90 victims of violence. The Committee of Parliament on Gender, Labour and Social Development, headed by the State Minister for Gender and Culture, took an initiative to visit the center to address issues of gender-based violence. The chairperson of the district narrated how female genital mutilation and early child marriages are the common cases of gender-based violence in the district.
We receive mothers who come for maternity services like delivery through the CISA. You find out that they are young girls who have been married and they have gotten pregnant.
He urges government to educate the girl child and put more emphasis on sensitization on gender-based violence to both men and women.
And what we are saying as a district, every NGO that is coming to Amudat should now address the aspect of economic aspect.
The committee also visited Moroto District Local Government DBV Advice Center. Here, leaders call for strengthening of law enforcement, especially at border points, and increasing awareness of gender-based violence.
We've strengthened so much the law enforcement, because I remember one time the Tepes Cultural Day, it was put in those sub-counties, and the surgeons, the ladies who are surgeons, and they surrendered their tools.
They want government to empower women in Karamoja with economic support to bring an end to modern-day slavery in the region.
Government, especially the center, the Minister of Gender, Labour and Social Development, if the funds can allow, so that we can expand this shelter.
The chairperson of the Parliamentary Committee on Gender, Flavia Kabahenda, says the committee will table all the issues raised on the floor of Parliament to attract support to the region.
But one thing must be behind our hearts, that development is not about objects, it's about the people.
The State Minister for Gender and Culture, Peace Mutuzo, says the need to mobilize resources to empower women and infrastructure in the region is timely.
We are going to mobilize the resources to empower structures and networks to continue in the struggle against COVID-19, but also against violence against women.
The need for Amda district to have a radio station to relay information in the indigenous language to the community is top on agenda.
We are also going to find a community radio for Amdat so that they can be able to do more sensitization and mobilization.
Jane Nyiramjisha, reporting for UBC in Karamoja.
Well, thank you very much, Jane, and that takes us for a short commercial break. Let's return with business after these messages.
Today in history.
On 18th September 1961, the United Nations Secretary General Dag Hammarskjöld was killed in a plane crash at Ndola Airport. General Dag Hammarskjöld was on his way to meet with President Moise Tshombe of Katanga province in Congo. His death was a terrible blow to the hopes for a truce in Katanga.
I smile when I think of you, Uganda, my home. My home, I dance when I look at you, Uganda, my home. Oh, my Uganda.
I know, with you I'll always stay forever. I know, because I feel that we belong together, my home. On my heart, mommy, oh my Uganda.
Hey, mama.
At MTN, we look forward to starting another exciting journey together to grow our home, Uganda.
Five times the winning, yeah. 5 times the happiness, yeah. 5 times the luckiness, yeah. 5 for 5, oh yeah. It's 5 for 5. 5 for 5. 5 times the money, yeah. 5 times the shopping, yeah. 5 times the prizes, yeah. 5 for 5, oh yeah. It's 5 for 5. 5 for 5.
Win 100,000 Uganda shillings weekly in the 5 for 5 jackpot. Simply download the Center mobile app. Click Center on the go to open your account online. Transact 5 times or more using Center Mobile, Center Visa, and Center Agent to stand a chance to win. The more you transact, the higher your chances of winning. So, participate in the 5 for 5 jackpot and win millions in daily and weekly prizes. The 5 for 5 jackpot is brought to you by Centenary Bank, our bank. Centenary Bank is regulated by the Bank of Uganda. Customer deposits are protected by the Deposit Protection Fund.
Be alert. Do not share your Airtel Money PIN number with anyone. Airtel Uganda employees will never ask for your Airtel Money PIN number on call, SMS, or by email. All SIM card registrations, SIM card verifications, or SIM swaps are done at clearly branded Airtel shops and not on phone. To report any fraudulent activity, please call 100 immediately. The official calling number for Airtel promotions is 0200 100 100. Stay alert on Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
Echa COVID-19 chijja kugwa only if we stay at home, observe physical distancing, wear masks properly, sanitize or wash our hands with soap and water regularly, or get vaccinated now.
These days, our homes are no longer just the places we live. It's where we attend meetings, go to class, keep each other safe, and entertain ourselves. To do this smoothly, you need a reliable internet connection. Connect your home online with MTN WakaNet Max, a fast and reliable home internet solution to power your streaming, gaming, online classes, work, and CCTV security cameras. The MTN WakaNet Max starter kit comes with a free 4G router, SIM card, and 35 GB bundle with no validity, all at 245,000 Uganda shillings. Visit any MTN service center to sign up.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Getting GoTV was the best decision James has ever made. Finding a good place to watch football was never easy, but it was costly until James discovered something big. Now he can finally enjoy the benefits of homegrown advantage with a decoder and 1 month of GoTV value. For just 25,000 shillings, enjoy the world's biggest leagues and cap competitions. GoTV Uganda, love it.
Experience 100% 4G speeds across Uganda with the Airtel 4G Pocket Wi-Fi available at 123,000 shillings only. It comes with a backup battery and 15 GB free for 1 month. Visit the nearest Airtel shop, device selling shop or Airtel online shop. www.airtel.co.ug/broadband-discover. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Getting GoTV was the best decision James has ever made. Finding a good place to watch football was never easy, but it was costly until James discovered something big. Now he can finally enjoy the benefits of homegrown advantage with a decoder and 1 month of GoTV value. For just 25,000 shillings, enjoy the world's biggest leagues and cap competitions. GoTV Uganda, love it.
Airtel Uganda has the best and most affordable rates when it comes to withdrawing and sending money. Withdraw money for as low as 330 shillings up to a maximum of 12,500 shillings. Sending money is just as affordable as ever. Absolutely unbeatable. Use Airtel Money on the most affordable network with the largest network of Airtel Money branches in Uganda. Dial *185# to get started. Airtel Money. Simple, secure, borderless.
Brought to you by
Transact 5 times or more using Center Mobile, Center Visa, and Center Agent to stand a chance to win. The more you transact, the higher your chances of winning. So, participate in the 545 jackpot and win millions in daily and weekly prizes. The 545 jackpot is brought to you by Centenary Bank, our bank.
Welcome back. You're still watching the UBC News Tonight, broadcasting live from Nile Avenue, also on YouTube under the name tag UBC Television Uganda. We now take you to the world of business. Now, heavy rains accompanied by wind and hailstorms have ravaged Bushenyi district, destroying plantations, crops and killing animals. Now, residents are now in panic as the famine looms in the area. Now, they are calling for government's intervention and provide the food and other non-relief items that they need.
Residents of Bumbaire and Nyabubari sub-counties in Bushenyi district are in panic following a hailstorm and wind that struck them last evening. According to the locals, heavy rain accompanied with wind and hailstorm began at around 7 p.m. but shortly after all their plantations and crops had been destroyed. According to the area leaders, over 18 villages have been grossly affected.
So our people, they need immediate and urgent attention in terms of food relief.
In Nyabubari sub-county, it spoiled all the plantations and even buildings at sub-county and also some parishes in Chugoma. And even before that, we had got the same calamity.
Chitabi Teachers College and Chigoma Parish were also swept away by winds. Residents in the affected areas have entirely been depending on banana, coffee and cassava for both income and food, but all these have been destroyed.
So we are requesting our government to immediately come to our rescue. Otherwise, we don't have even what to eat.
Immediately after the disaster struck the area, local leaders reached out to the Minister of Disaster and Preparedness for quick intervention. The State Minister for Disaster, Esther Anyakuni, swiftly went to assess the extent of the damage. Residents narrated to her their ordeal, requesting her ministry to come to their rescue by providing relief food to cater for their families.
You know, these people here are already farmers. They're doing something. It is not like they have not been doing anything, that they need free things. But we need to support people who are trying their best to do something. And so the government has to come in. That's why I'm here. I took up a speed up kind of action to be here today, to be able to share with the people their grievances and see how we can be able to support.
Minister Anyakuni also assured the locals that government will provide basic relief items including plastic sheetings, iron sheets, among others. She also tasked the Minister of Agriculture to immediately respond to the people's outcry by providing fast-growing crops to fix the looming famine.
My ministry will be able to give them some relief items and non-food relief items, but the problem is it's not sustainable. So we need the Ministry of Agriculture to come in action to be able to give them some short-term lived kind of seeds like beans. I'm just from an household where somebody's pigs were killed by the hailstorm. That means that has been his livelihood. So this kind of people should also be identified so that other government programs like Operation Wealth Creation can be able to support them.
Was brought to you by...
The 5 for 5 jackpot is brought to you by Centenary Bank, our bank.
Uganda, today is a great day to work towards your dreams. Dial *185 *7# and select savings to save as low as 500 Ugandan shillings on regular savings or 250,000 Ugandan shillings for fixed deposits. Airtel Money Super Saver is powered by KCB Bank Uganda. Airtel Money, instant, secure, borderless. T's and C's apply.
Welcome back. We now take you to the world of swimming. Personally, as a swimmer, I love this. Uganda Swimming Federation President Moses Mwase has lauded his athletes for keeping shape and exhibiting quality displays at the national time trials hosted at Green Hill Academy. Now, the trials coincided with the World Aquatics Day and were spiced by excellent performances. Let's take a look at these details.
We are celebrating our World Aquatics Day today, the 18th of September 2021. It's a day that FINA has chosen the world over for us to celebrate our sport, aquatics, and to showcase what swimming is about, to encourage physical activity, to encourage mass participation, but to celebrate life. So for us, this is a day coming on the backdrop of COVID, just gives us hope that not all is lost. We have been almost 2 years out of action because of COVID, but the fact that the curve has been flattened and that things are getting back to near normalcy, we are very glad, and we would like to gain traction so that we can hold more competitions. But as far as the standard is concerned, there's been some good performances, but generally I think the children need a bit of more time so that it can pick up. It's very clear that they've been out of action for a while, but this is also meant to help us to select a national team that will represent us in Accra.
Well, thank you very much for joining us. My name is Wadulo, Mark Arnold, and Yusuf Senyomo on Sign Language. It's been the news tonight. Up next is the weekly business roundup. Get abreast with the business stories that I've been making highlights through the week. See you at 10.